You want to know something that I've been struggling lately, and one of the things I've been struggling a lot more is the way of how I'm basically setting my own goals. If you ever get to the point of wanting to struggle with setting goals, and there's often times where we often just struggle with how to actually set ourselves some goals and ambitions. And it's okay to always have goals. We should always have goals. But the problem is that we often obsess so much over the process, and the process isn't really doing anything to us. I hate when these people often say that it's the journey, not the destination. But there's no journey without a destination. So you always have to have a destination to get to where we are. If you think about the car, that like what's the car's goal? To go to a destination, right? So that's not really, I get pissed off all the time when these people often say that you should always focus on the process, which I do believe you should always focus on the process, but you have to have the goal, because when you have a goal, the goal is what forces you to behave in such a way. It forces you to behave in the right way. Because when you think about the process and obsess so much on the process, but without the goal, then what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I don't care if you can't control it or if you can't control it or not, right? It really doesn't matter. All that matters is as long as you're trying to set a simple goal, it's all that matters. And then the rest of them, just focus on what's in your control. But what's outside of your control, just let God do it. Like, stop thinking about, like the whole like tactics of smart goals and nice goals. It's all a fucking cope. So just use simple goals. Just use like a simple goal. Like, just set a random goal and that's it. If your goal is to bulk up to 190 pounds, if your goal is to make 10K a month, if your goal is to reach 10,000 subscribers, if your goal is to get a girlfriend or get a boyfriend, then set a goal. That's it. If you can't control it, then that's fine. Like, let God do the work if you can't control it. Okay? So focus on, but at the same time, focus more on the inputs, because you have to understand that we get to play our own luck, right? You get to play your own luck. And a lot of guys always say that you should focus on the process, not on the outcome. But you have to understand, when you set a goal, it makes you actually want to enjoy the process. It makes you have the joy of enjoying doing the work. Because you have to understand, like, when you want to reach a goal, it takes a long time. It always takes a long time. But you always have to think a long term with the goal. And when you set a long-term goal, it's basically what's going to make you want to enjoy the process even more. You're not going to enjoy the process at the start of it. You're not going to always enjoy the process right away. There's going to be points where you're not going to always enjoy the process all the time. Back in those days, in my own like video game addict years, I used to play Destiny 2 all the time. And, I've always wanted to get a day one emblem for a raid. And there are some things that I had to do in order to get the goal that I want. If you ever play Destiny 2, I used to do solo flawless runs. I used to do low mans, and I used to do those kinds of things. And did I enjoy it? Not really. It was hectic. It was actually stress, and I would used to rage a lot. I would used to slam my desk every now and then, and it all comes down to stress. It all comes down to pain, and it's not this huge rose tinted glasses type stuff where it's gonna ever sacrifice your happiness, dude. Because look, you're not gonna always enjoy doing the work, right? There's gonna be points where you're gonna also have to have some sort of discipline. There's gonna be things that you're not gonna like doing in order to get the goal that you actually want so badly. The objective is that if you want it so badly, that's all that matters. Because when people often say that you should focus on the process, right, it's basically like, how do I stay motivated, right? And I'm not trying to say that motivation is a myth. I believe that motivation is a good thing, but you're not going to always be motivated all the time. And the thing is that being disciplined is the thing that really makes you actually want to stay for a long period of time, right? And yeah, you kind of have to have some joy in your life and enjoy your life. You can't always just sacrifice your happiness, but at the same time, if you actually just want the goal that you really want so desperately, then just do it, even if you don't feel like it. You're not going to always enjoy the thing. You have to understand, if you think about the test of time, right, just the people who have struggled, who's been poor for a long period of time, they've been working their ass off without ever feeling like it, because they have this huge fight or flight response. If we don't do this, then we're fucked. So stop with the whole cute shit, feel good books or feel good podcasts, and just set a simple goal, turn your brain 50% off, and just focus on the goal. And then the process will come right to you right away. You'll enjoy the process when you set a goddamn goal. That's it. It's just simple. It's just like how you often would play a video game. If you how you when you play a video game, you often have a goal, right? And the goal is just simple. You just gotta work towards it. And yeah, you're gonna have to use leverage. You're gonna have to develop your systems, but you'll develop your systems when you get right into it. And don't worry that if it's gonna ever cost your relationship or your health or any of that stuff. You'll realize it when you actually get there. When you actually work so hard, you'll basically notice when you're doing something wrong. You'll figure it out. You're gonna be able to check yourself more often, and you're gonna realize you're basically doing something wrong when you actually take more action. So shut the fuck up and turn your brain 50% off and just do the thing. It really doesn't matter. So just set a simple goal and that's it. And as well, you have to understand, like when you're playing a video game, like it's just simple, dude. Like you're gonna develop your systems when you just have a goal. Without goals, there would be no systems. Without the destination, there'd be no journey. So always set a goal and focus on the goal. The process will come right to you right away, and you'll enjoy the process when you have a fucking goal. It's simple, and just keep it simple. You don't need these tactics. It's all fucking cope, and it's a waste of your time. And don't just do it for yourself, because when you often say you're doing it for yourself, you're basically coping. So what you really need to do is to do it for the goal, right? Because he who has a why can actually bear almost anyhow. And you have to understand, focus on the goal and make it clear. And yeah, it's just simple. And don't just do it for yourself, do it for the goal. And develop and focus on the habits that has to correlate with the goal, okay?